Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great day and welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. Today, we're going to do the walk around of this beautiful 2024 Capstone in Blueprint. Now, some things to know about Capstone right off the bat. This is the flagship trim of Tundra. This is the one they want you to think of when you think of Tundra in the new generation. This truck pretty much only comes one way. You can only get iForce Max, Crew Max, 5.5-foot bed, 4x4. There isn't a lot of options to add on this. You can add tow mirrors and you could add the AVS suspension with the rear load leveling height control. That's it. Everything else is standard. So if you're someone that is shopping for the Capstone, know that when you go to the dealership, you're not going to find a random two-wheel drive or regular iForce because this thing only comes one way. All of the options for Tundra are just standard on it. So the automatic bed step, automatic side steps, JBL sound system, panel roof. It has a unique interior. All of that is just standard. All right. Another thing dealers may add or the factory may add is a spray and bed liner, but this is just a composite. The bed lights are standard. The outlet is standard. So let's check out this truck a little bit. We have the button on the side here, which is available in limited and up. That opens the tailgate. And because this is the automatic bed step, that pops out as well. This obviously has bird's eye view. It has every camera and sensor you can think of when it comes to Tundra. And when you close this up, it powers back up. And that's the best part. This also has power side steps, which you will see momentarily when we open the truck. And please know, if you don't like the side steps, there is a button on the inside. You can shut them off. You don't have to use them. As far as Capstone, what makes it unique? What is on the Capstone that you can't get in other trims? There's pretty much three main things. Number one, 22-inch wheel from Toyota. It's the only Tundra that comes with a 22-inch wheel option. So that is, got some chrome, some black, more of a roadworthy tire. That's number one. Number two, when we get in the inside, we will look at the semi-aniline leather and the design they have in there that is only available on the Capstone. And number three is the grille up front. Other than that, all these options are available on other trims, but for the Capstone, it's all standard. Obviously, you have power folding mirrors. When you unlock the truck, they fold out automatically. And when you open the door, there's those side steps. And the third unique feature on this Capstone Tundra is the grille. You have some black design through it, some chrome. Nothing is too crazy when it comes to the chrome. I think the best thing they ever did for this trim is they left the body color surround. I always say this, we call this the Denali of Tundra, but I like the fact that, yes, it has chrome, which I'm not a huge fan of chrome, but it's not overdone. Just a little accenting throughout. But overall, they kept the look of the truck very plain. And I say that a lot with the new generation Tundra, with a lot of different options they have out there for the trims. Plain is a good thing. You don't want it to be overdone. Splash graphics, chrome absolutely everywhere. This is done with a lot of taste in a very Toyota-esque way. Premium auto leveling headlights there. I mean, the thing is absolutely loaded up. As you can see, you got the iForce emblem on the hood. Blueprint looks fantastic. A little bit of chrome. A lot of times you'll see the dealerships now for 2024. They put the Tundra inlay in that, so a black Tundra. So you could do that. But a really nice truck. Great looking exterior on it. Please go down in the comments and let me know what you think. Because I know a lot of people, they're weird about the Capstone. They think it's just too much going on. So let's have that debate in the comments below. Let's check out the interior of the truck now. Down the side before we get in there. All you really have is Capstone down on the door. So the Capstone, 1794 and Platinum are the only trims that have their name on the door. The SR5 and Limited have Tundra, and SR and TRD Pro have nothing. So just fun little facts. LED turn signal indicators. When we open up the truck, and this is really where you're going to see a lot of the features that are Capstone. Semi-aniline leather, you got wood grain, white and black interior, very unique looking, very different. One thing I always say about the new generation Tundra that I love is each trim has a unique interior to what it is. 1794 has a unique interior. Platinum. When you get down into SR5, everything's pretty much blacked out, but I like that they have the themes going with these interiors. And everything you're looking at is just standard. Digital gauge cluster, standard. 14-inch screen with JBL, standard. Digital rear view mirror, standard. Panel roof, black headliner, all standard. All good stuff. Very soft seats, heated, ventilated memory. Very soft. When you go from sitting in an SR5 to sitting in this, directly you will feel the difference. Keeping this clean might be tough. I don't know about the seats, but definitely here. You can already see there's some markings, and this truck has about 300 miles on it. So if you own this, you'll have to take your time and make sure she stays clean. Before we sit in the front and look at all the details, let's check out the back seat. Beautiful. Clean, basic. Cup holders fold down there. Heated and ventilated rear seats. Some charging ports, some cup holders. Some flaps back here. There is no underseat storage because it's iForce Max, so the battery is under there. Just keep that in mind. That's the big difference between iForce and iForce Max that pushes people to the iForce, because they want the underseat storage that comes standard with the regular iForce. All right, so if we pull this ring here, you will see that seat goes down, and it can go down all the way. This is just back too far. You got the big JBL subwoofer, and there is some room over there for some smaller things. Very nice. Goes back, locks in, comfortable. Got some head bumps here, so for your taller passengers. And height isn't really a problem. I've heard some people say that there's a height issue for the back. I think it's just in the middle where the LED lights are that you might want to put your shorter passenger. But is it smaller than the last generation back here? Absolutely. But the last generation Crew Max was massive. So they took off a little, but this still has plenty of room for even your taller passengers. Even has sunshades that comes with the truck. Pretty cool. Obviously, there's a rear defroster on that window, and it does go all the way down. So let's check out some of the features on the inside of this Tundra. So this turns your steps off here, heated steering wheel, the outlet. This is your gas door. On the iForce Maxes, they have a gas door that needs a button to open. It's not just one you could go up to and open yourself. This shuts off your sensors in the rear if you're doing trailer work. So your standard stuff, like I said, memory seats are down here. Grab handle with some leather on it. Nice touch. And we get into the truck. Shut the door. We'll turn the engine on, although it's going to be very quiet. Little fed-in noise. Some love it, some hate it. There's your digital gauge cluster. Very simple to use. It's kind of like all Toyotas now. The digital gauge cluster has the same kind of stuff in the left area, like the Camry and Corolla. Scrolling through right here with the buttons. Has all your normal stuff. 18.6 on the MPG with this one. Your mode you're in. That's the 2 for that. Directional, music, information on the truck, trailer brake control. A lot of different stuff. Trip, distance, miles, total time. Your settings for all your sensors. And if the truck wants to send you any messages. You could also change these options over here to different graphs and whatnot. And if you wanted to do that, you'd go to settings, go all the way down, customize right side, hit OK. You could do boost gauges, pitch and roll, tow gauges, or nothing. So let's look at pitch and roll. That's the difference. Extremely, extremely easy to use. Everything on here is just up and down and OK when you find what you want. And that's it, pretty much it. I would think most people leave it on that just to see what their fuel mileage is, if it's worth getting the iForce Max or not. Now, before we talk about features, just in the driver's seat, nice clean setup. A lot of colors going on, but it does flow pretty nicely. Got that wood grain. It says Capstone in there at night. When you put the lights on, you're not going to be able to see it in the day. It has mood lighting that goes all around the truck. It's got a big old glove box. One thing I'll never understand. In the higher trims of the new gen Tundra, you just get a soft touch area here. But in my SR5, I have a shelf there for the passenger. They should put that in all trims. When you get down here, you have wood grain. If you're not using your cup holders, you could shut that. Wireless cell phone charger. a big cavernous center console with some areas to put things. Charging ports are in there as well. Drive modes, four-wheel drive. When you go to drive mode and you play with that, these are the options you get. Sport, normal, and eco. That's what you get in here. So, play around with the truck. See whichever you prefer. You also have the tow haul mode button here. Shifter, of course. Trailer backup assist. Your views, where if the truck's in park, that's what you get. If you actually put the truck in reverse or drive, you start getting some angles, okay? So right now the truck's in reverse. You can see behind me. You can see the bird's eye, which is cool. You can hit all these buttons here. If I go into drive, it'll show button. It'll show what's in front of me, but I could also see next to me, on the sides, behind me, or in the bed. So you got a lot of options up here. You could do automatic. A lot of stuff you could do with this screen, which we will go into momentarily. Hazards. Climate controls, extremely easy to use. This is your digital rear view mirror, which if you don't want to use it, you just click it down and it's a regular mirror. Click it back up, digital rear view. Sunglass holder, just like always. We have the back window, which I will turn and push open so you can see it. Just like last generation. Buttons in a different spot from last generation, but same idea. And then we have the roof. You ready? You could do shade or shade and roof. That was both at the same time. All the way back. And you could even hit it one more time to get it completely open. Now, if you wanted to just have the sunshade open, you got two buttons up there to do that. So now you let a little light in, but maybe it's too cold. Not bad, right? Big pano roof. You guys have asked for it for a long time on the Tundra. We're going to close it back up now just for the sake of keeping the sun out to do this review. Black headliner is a must-have. Somebody said yesterday they don't like the black headliner. That is honestly the first time I've ever heard that. So, got to have that black headliner, especially with this kind of interior. It all flows. Big speaker down low, little area to put some stuff for your passenger. Got that nice stitching and this great armrest. For once, finally, you can lean your arm, right? These are power folding mirrors. Beautiful. You can put that on automatic. Keep them open, close them, whatever you want. A lot of options. JBL. That's how you know. If you're looking inside a truck and you want to see if it has JBL or not, just look right there. It says JBL, little speaker. It's got the grab handle on the driver and passenger side with a little leather here. Beautiful interior, right? Nice and clean. Maybe too clean, but again, this is the luxury trim. Keep that in mind. Let's go to the screen here. Simple screen to use. Absolutely love it. You cannot get an easier system than this infotainment system. Back in the day, in older generation Tundras, when they first came out with infotainment screens, I always felt like they were kind of a pain. The nav wasn't so good. Well, nowadays, everything has been fixed for sure. Extremely easy to use. It does not distract the driver. Buttons are gigantic, so after a while, you won't even have to look. I mean, this has all the radio features you could ever want. Whatever you want to do. Sirius XM, you know, just a ton. Regular radio. You know, I always hook up my Apple CarPlay to use my Pandora and, you know, all the Spotify stuff like that. So these trucks nowadays have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, in case you don't know. Regular terrestrial radio is still there, though. Do your phone. Once you hook your phone up, everything is super easy to use. Vehicle information, trip information, history. Not much. The truck is brand new. Vehicle alert. It'll tell you if something's going down. Settings to make it how you want. We're on a guest because this is a press vehicle. I didn't put any of my information in. But once you own the truck and you put your personal information in, put your phone in, it'll connect every time. Just very, very simple. Also, this is on the dark setting, okay? At night, you could put automatic on, so in the day, this is a white background, and at night, it's like this. I keep it on the black setting at all times. I just prefer that. but that's up to you. All you have to do is hit display. Screen, if you go daytime, that's what it looks like. Nighttime, like I have it. Or you can go automatic where the truck will do it by itself. Extremely simple screen to use. Yes, it's a lot bigger than what we're used to, but I'm telling you, it is the opposite of distracting because the buttons are so easy to use. They're gigantic as far as selecting it. You don't have to really pinpoint where you're going. Nice big options on there. So when we're looking out of the truck, I definitely think, I've said this for a while, that the windshield is a lot more narrow than what we're used to on the old gen, but you do get used to it. I mean, it's not narrow to the point where you can't see out of it or anything. It's just definitely a lot more narrow than we're used to. Big mirrors. I always compliment Toyota on their mirrors with the Tundra. Doesn't matter the generation. Excellent job with the mirrors. And here's your heads-up display. I don't know if you'll be able to kind of see it. If you look at the garbage can, you can see park and 0 miles per hour. And the direction I'm heading comes out of here. So there is the heads-up display. Yeah, you can kind of see it here. And that is it for the interior. Trailer brake controls here. I said this when I was doing my drive yesterday. I will say it again and continue to say it. There's a lot more buttons in here than there ever has been in the Toyota Tundra, but they're still very easy to use. It is a very plain interior when it comes to options. Climate control, simple stuff to use. So yes, a lot more buttons, but still a user-friendly interior when it comes to options and where they are located. So that is the interior of this beautiful 2024 Capstone. Now, let's look at price. Now, as we look at the sticker for this 2024 Capstone, you will see there are pretty much no options on it. And the total for this truck is $80,695. Once again, you can add the AVS suspension package or the tow mirrors or the AVS suspension package with options, which includes the tow mirrors if you would like to for this truck. But overall, you're going to be in the low 80s when it comes to MSRP on this truck. The good news is that a lot of dealerships are offering some pretty good discounts under MSRP on Capstone. And last but not least, I figured you wanted to see the big old 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 with the hybrid, aka the iForce Max. Good looking engine. Got airbox here, airbox over there. And don't forget, they're coming out with that TRD performance package that gives upgraded airboxes and upgraded exhaust. That would be pretty cool on a truck like this.